Welcome to the Local Fix. I'm Steven.
And I'm Liz. First off, we want to wish the best of luck to our former colleague, Ricky Carmago, who has gone on to bigger and brighter things.
What could be brighter than the Local Fix, Liz?
Good point, Steven. We did enjoy working with him, though, and wish him nothing but the best.
As for the show tonight, we will have an interview with the producer of the JB and Sandy Morning Show, Johnny Desjardins, and Liz will be talking with Oswego Shopping Mall General Manager Fritz Coleman.
Jimmy will once again be the man on the street, and Steven will talk with self-proclaimed gambling guru Bart Klein. But first, as always, let's kick it off with some quick hitters.
RG3 is in trouble with his coach again. Griffin recently tweeted after the Redskins lost to Tampa Bay that the great quarterbacks in the league don't do it by themselves. They need help. Of course, this didn't sit too well with Redskins players who thought they had done more than enough to help by packing up his belongings, putting them on a truck, putting his house on the market, and calling the Houston Texans.
Leading 41-10 in the fourth quarter against the Raiders in Week 10, Broncos backup quarterback Brock Osweiler figured he would be entering the game to replace Peyton Manning. He grabbed his helmet and walked onto the field, only to be waved back to the sideline by the superstar quarterback. Peyton immediately put him in a headlock, gave him a noogie until he cried uncle, and it was just reported that Osweiler will be out 2 to 3 weeks with a case of the purple nurple.
Known to have lost many a hand at the poker table, Jose Canseco is now losing fingers. The ex-baseball superstar turned steroids whistleblower recently shot his finger off while cleaning his pistol. He even live tweeted as the rotting, surgically reattached finger fell off during a poker tournament last week. This puts his monetary losses in the thousands and his physical losses in the single digits.
In entertainment news, the Discovery Channel will be airing a special this week as a man will don a snake-proof suit and allow himself to be eaten by an anaconda. When asked for a comment, animal expert Gary Donald said, "That anaconda won't want none unless you got buns, hun."
Okay. Last week, Kim Kardashian attempted to break the internet by releasing naked photos of her famously bodacious bottom. In some sort of feminist retort, many other celebrities, Chelsea Handler and Alyssa Milano to name a few, tweeted naked photos of their own. So it goes without saying, last week was a pretty good week for me.
The science community was ecstatic last week as they successfully landed a probe on a comet hurtling through space. In other news, the scientists responsible for landing a space probe on a comet were hired by the Chicago Bears to help Jay Cutler hit a moving target with a football.
That may be the toughest assignment of their career.
No kidding.
Well, with the Jacksonville Jaguars on a bye this week, cornerback Dwayne Grotz decided to use one of his days off to go grocery shopping. That would seem normal enough, but he was later arrested as he attempted to purchase his groceries with bubble gum.
It must have been counterfeit gum?
I guess so.
Well, thanks for tuning in. More Local Fix coming right up.
Thanksgiving. It's one of my most favorite times of the year. Good food, good family, lots of friends, the impending food coma that comes after eating that big meal, and of course, NFL football. But how did this fantastic tradition of gladiatorial battle ever begin? Well, let's take a stroll through history, shall we? Now close your eyes. Imagine, all the way back to the first Thanksgiving. It was the Wampanoag Warriors against the visiting Plymouth Pilgrims. Squanto led the Warriors at strong side linebacker, while John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith led the Pilgrims and their opponent offense. All right, now open your eyes because I was just kidding. In actuality, the Detroit Lions started the tradition in 1934. Then owner George H. Richards decided his team needed an attendance boost. So he decided to use his clout as a big-time radio station owner and convinced NBC Radio to broadcast the games in 94 stations. His idea was a smashing success. As luck would have it, the game was against the undefeated Chicago Bears, and the Lions would determine the Western Division champions. So that game determined who was going to go on to the playoffs. As for the Dallas Cowboys, well, it was a similar reason. In 1966, general manager Tex Schramm, who was a bit of a marketing genius himself, decided that to play on Thanksgiving would get his struggling team some national exposure. The NFL actually thought it was a bad idea. What do Texans love more than their god? Guns and whiskey? That's right, football. And the Cotton Bowl was packed with 80,000 plus people to watch the Cowboys beat the Cleveland Browns, and they've been playing on Turkey Day ever since. So now that you know the real story, try to enjoy your Thanksgiving meal even when drunk Uncle Bill decides to start shouting obscenities at the television. The Local Fix will be serving up something great right after this.
It's Movember, and it's time to grow a stash and help bring awareness to men's health issues.
Such as prostate cancer, mental health, and testicular cancer.
Men too often are afraid to look weak or even ask for help.
We want to break that stigma.
Get your balls checked.
Trim up the curlies and get your doodads in the hands of a pro.
And think about it. You could brag to your buddies that somebody actually touched them.
And you won't be lying for once.
Get your head checked.
And don't be embarrassed. Everyone gets down.
Just remember, when you're dating a girl and tell her you're seeing someone,
It makes you even more dateable, even if that someone is your therapist.
Check your prostate.
Everybody does it, and it can save your life.
Because let's be honest, you always wondered what it would feel like.
It's Movember. Wear your stash.
Wear your stash.
Wear your stash.
Wear your stash.
and help bring awareness to men's health.
Hey everybody, it's Jimmy. I'm here at the Mueller's Farmers Market. I'm standing here with Cody of the Gourmet Body Treats. Now, seeing two men selling makeup's not something that I was thinking I was going to find at the farmers market, but you're obviously very comfortable with this. Tell me why.
Yes, sir. Well, we're just out here trying to sell products. I mean, we don't really discriminate. We both comfortable with our sexuality, know who we are.
You know, that leads me into one of my more important questions. You know, it's Movember, and people have been growing mustaches to bring awareness to men's health. How are your balls?
They're good.
Good.
They're great.
Good. I am a doctor. Would you like a checkup?
No, not right now.
Okay. I didn't bring
Thank
my
you.
gloves. Yeah, no problem. What can you say to all the boys and the men out there to go and get themselves checked? It's very important, right?
Yeah, it's definitely important. It's a good time to go and see your doctor, I suppose. Raise awareness, go and get that done.
Get them checked, guys. Get them checked.
Every man just needs a really good woman to remind them and let them know that we all care about you. So.
And I'm Jimmy Preston on Facebook and Twitter, so find me, ladies.
Available. Good catch.
Very, very available. I'm very available.
Welcome back to the Local Fix. Now, as we know, sports and gambling have often gone hand in hand, and with the rise in popularity of fantasy leagues, there are now even more ways to bet on sports.
That's right, Liz. You're probably wondering why these FanDuel and DraftKings commercials are teasing us week to week while we watch football. So-and-so won $2 million playing FanDuel. You've seen them. I've even played in a few. You put in $25 and basically hope to win the lottery. But where does all that money go? Surely it doesn't go all out to the winners. You know where it goes. I'll tell you where it goes. It goes directly to the owners of these sites, into their offshore accounts. These fantasy gambling sites are no different than the PokerStars, Full Tilt, Ultimate Bet, and Party Poker that preceded them. People flock to these sites and dump their money into them, just like the old people you see at 7-Eleven cashing their $5 scratch-off winners and replacing them with 8 more losers. So let's just admit it. We're junkies. America loves to gamble. We were built on it. Investing in a business on the stock market, starting a company, buying a house, it's all glorified gambling. It's this fascination with sports betting that has helped to make the NFL the juggernaut it is today. People are so tied up in their fantasy teams, they don't even care about their home teams anymore. We don't watch games, we watch players. And we watch them all at once in a 6-hour period that more resembles a drug frenzy than a football watch party. So what do we do to ourselves? And is this fantasy football culture sustainable? Surely America can't keep throwing its money down the drain on hopeless dreams tied to these so-called sports divas. Well, I think I found someone to answer these questions for us, Bart Klein. Bart's a sports betting and professional blogger, gambler. Thanks for joining us, Bart.
Hey, Steven. Thanks for having me. Thanks for getting my name right. That just earned me $25 on BetRight.com. There's been a ton of new gambling sites up on the webs. So many of them popping up. Over and under 15 per day. I got a dime on the over. I got a friend that works on the internet. Well, He unloads computers at the Best Buy, but he heard more sites are popping up. Tip like that, I can't pass up, man. I can't pass up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you spell Stephen with a V or PH, huh?
I spell it with a PH. Why?
Oh, boy. Well, that's going to cost me a fat stack, man. Well, hey, look, I can't look back on a bad bet, right? Look, like this one time I saw a jockey. He was eating at a Golden Corral buffet. Silk shirt, tight pants and all, man. You'd think a short person scooping shepherd pie from his tippy toes is good luck. It ain't. It ain't. This jockey's horse came in dead last. It must have been the extra weight he put on that damn filly. Shit.
So, you bet on anything?
Look, man, I'm a professional gambler. My basement is set up with TVs, phone lines, multiple phone lines. I got Mountain Dew on tap, so I don't miss any sporting event in the world. These websites want to give me money when I open an account. They want to wet my beak for playing. I can't say no to free bets. This birdie drinks.
Has this impacted your life?
My wife thinks it's a bit much, man. She wasn't complaining when I won us a trip to Reno last January. The kids, well, they started shunning me, you know. They don't give me the inside scoop like they used to. Junior used to tip me off on his Pee Wee soccer team. This little star named Billy Collins, whether he's hurt or not. These tips are useful to a pro like me, man. Favored by 4 goals against the Hill Valley Musketeers. If he's out, I can take a 3-way parlay against Junior's team, pick a parade float to crash in the Macy's Day Parade, and that the Lions lose. I'd bet my house on that.
From what I'm hearing, you're making a good case as to why online gambling should stop.
Listen, Stephen, some people have problems, can't control their impulses. I bet you pink slips I don't have a gambling problem. There's a crew here from A&E filming for a show called Intervention. I got 5 G's bet that I won't have a relapse in 6 months from now, you see? So look, gambling isn't a problem. I was just a regular guy with a family, got 14 lines of credit, 2 dogs, 3 maxed out credit cards, and a minivan and 4 IOUs to the Russian mafia. I'm just middle America, man.
Well, there you have it, a peek inside the world of what internet gambling can do. I'm willing to bet a guy named Vinny breaks his thumbs in under 6 weeks. Matter of fact, I should place that bet right now. We'll be right back.
That's 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. Damn it.
Yeah!
Yep.
Well, it's playoff time in Texas, and they're striking up the band We'll Go Honky Tonkin', Honey Take My Hand. Well, you know what I'm talking about if you like George Strait. Anyways, the high school football and volleyball playoffs are going on in the Central Texas area, but first, let's talk football. We had some great games going on in the area last week. Last Friday night, Round Rock barely eked out a win against Westlake on the road. Bowie almost lost big. They had a huge lead going into halftime, but they still pulled out the win to hang on against Cedar Ridge. However, the biggest upset of the week came on the weekend when Austin LBJ beat Vista Ridge 26-21. Now that victory was more than just a playoff win. It restored some pride to the ever so effervescent East Side. And I have heard stories from the old timers, and don't worry, I'm going to get there someday too. But back in the heyday of the 70s, the 80s, and the early 90s, the best high school football in the city was played on the East Side. There would be standing room only crowds at Nelson Field to see Reagan, LBJ, and the now defunct Johnston High play. But that's a story for another time. Back to the game. Trust me when I say LBJ was not picked to win. Vista Ridge came out at 25-5A, the toughest district in the state. And the Jaguars were playing for more than just playoff victory. They were playing for their fallen teammate Jermaine Dillard, who was killed in an auto pedestrian accident the week before. So join me in congratulating the Jags on a good game, and good luck for them against Alamo Heights. They're definitely going to need it. As for the local fix game of the week, this one's an easy one. Undefeated Bernie Champion goes against the rejuvenated Cedar Park Timberwolves. Now the Black Rain defense looks to be legit, but Bernie Champion has been just rolling through opponents this season. Something's got to give, so I urge you to take a trip down I-35 to that brand new stadium they just opened up, as it should be a good one. Before I leave you, a quick shout out to the area volleyball teams that made the state semifinals: Dripping Springs, Liberty Hill, and tiny little Schulenburg, the Shorthorns. They are all just one win away from going to the state title game. And me and the rest of the crew here at the Local Fix want to wish them the best of luck. More Local Fix in just a little bit.
Hey, you know those things? You take a pita and you put some lettuce and some tomato and onion and then some of the meat. What are those called?
Gyros.
Oh, she said it right. Yeah. Are you a big fan of gyros?
They're pretty tasty. Yeah.
Are you a big fan of gyros?
Every once in a while, I like a gyro.
Okay, you pronounced it properly, so you call it hero. Are you one of those rude people that corrects people when they say gyro?
No, not really. I kind of laugh, probably. Laugh it off.
Here's the hero video.
Let me make you a hero. Would you eat if I asked you to eat? I can get you more sauce from the back with French fry or no French fry. We have free baklava tonight. I will make your hero, baby. I will carve your meat today. I will smother it with onions. Smell your breath from miles away. I will make your hero, baby. Crumble up your feta cheese. I will heat up your pita. Let me show you how to say.
It's gyro, ain't it?
No, hero.
Gyro?
No. Listen to me. Hero.
Gyro.
Hero.
Welcome to the Local Fixture. I'm Jimmy Preston, and I'm joined with the producer of the JB and Sandy Morning Show, Mr. Johnny Desjardins.
That's me, Jimmy.
How you doing, buddy?
Great, man. Fantastic.
Good
It's
to
great
see you.
be here.
Thanks so much for taking the time. I know you're an early riser. What time are you normally up for the
I'm
show?
usually up about 3:30 in the morning.
That's really early.
It's really early. There's not a lot going on, and that's kind of the best time to actually work because there's nobody bothering you. I don't know if you've noticed lately, Jimmy, people are getting annoying.
Yeah.
They're getting annoying at a rapid rate. And
Right.
in the workplace, it's run rampant.
Mhm.
People are just annoying across the board. So I like-
You're talking about like just people that
general.
work in general, not
Yeah.
your.
I'm
not
painting
your
with the broadest
coworkers.
brush possible here. I'm thinking the majority of the people are just annoying, especially when they get to work.
Yeah.
Right? So this is the kind of job's kind of nice. You get there like 4 hours before everybody else is there.
Right.
You get to wake up, you read the newspapers, you go through the television shows, what is everybody talking about, what's trending. So you get to kind of set the table for what's happening in the morning for people of Austin.
What's your routine? Like, are you going right to the writing? Are you writing bits, preparing for the show?
Yeah, what I do first is I try to, it's a big game of editing. So you have to figure out with all the information that's going out there, what are the stories that are kind of like most pertinent to your audience, or in my case, I always try to go for which stories are going to lead to comedy the fastest.
Right.
So in a 4-hour show, we'll have 5 or 6 breaks that we have to fill 5 or 10 minutes in and there. So there's quite a bit of content. So I'll come in and I'll like, all right, what's funny, what's pertinent, which story is perishable, which means which story is going to last more than a day or two, or which one do I got to get out now?
Can it wait for tomorrow?
Right. So you have to play that game of prioritizing and kind of editing what's happening in each day.
And delivering the joke in an efficient way.
Yeah, either efficient, either we're doing a skit or it'll just be a punchline or phone call or anything that will kind of bring up the topic and kind of present it in a different way than just what is kind of generically presented out in the news.
Now, a lot of the video skits that we've used your audio to make this art.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have done a fantastic job.
Well, thanks, man. But it comes from the brain of the Johnny Desjardins. So,
yeah, I don't know. What's wrong with that brain? There's a lot. There's a lot wrong with the brain. I fell as a kid many times. Actually, it's kind of strange. When I was a little kid, I fell twice, and both times that I fell, I ripped my ears like almost completely off.
What?
Like one ear, and then I went to military hospitals. I fell off the bleachers once, and as I was falling, I hit a piece of metal. And then I fell in my bedroom when I was probably 2 or 3 and hit the edge of a bed. And both of my ears got like almost completely knocked off.
Right.
And so I went into a military hospital, which if anyone who's ever went to a military hospital, they can be scary places.
Mm-hmm.
So they put some like Frankenstein type stitches on there, and I screamed bloody murder. And I think what came out of that is I have really sensitive ears. Like I can hear strange things. So I picked up language and dialects.
So are they like positioned differently?
No,
the
but like
angle
I can
changed?
bend it like this, and it kind of, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it kind of flaps right there. They're like a perfect little line.
Yeah.
And yeah, your ears bleed a lot when you cut them. And it was like, Evander Holyfield. You remember how he jumped up and down? You've never seen a boxer jump up and down like that in that much pain. It is just that you can't explain the pain. So occasionally, like when it's hot, my ears will turn purple. And it's really, the chicks really dig it. Yeah, they do. I mean, it's just.
It freaks them out.
Right.
Okay. All right. Now, listen, you went on to become a Husker.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
It's tough these days.
Yeah, we're trying to form some sort of team. And Texas has just owned us the last, 10 years. Yeah. Every time we play Texas, something happens, like putting seconds back on the clock so y'all can kick a field goal.
Is it tough being here in Austin?
You know what? I really love it. I think the Longhorn fans are very similar to Husker fans. They have a really high football acuity, so they're really sharp. They really know their team, and they also know what stinks, which is kind of what you're seeing right now, is people know, hey, man, this isn't the standard we're used to. So it's kind of fun to see them struggle a little bit.
It gets political, though, quick.
Yeah, it does. It does. And it's interesting with Charlie Strong coming down here because I think he's really, it's going to sound strange saying it, but he's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Because I think he brings a contemporary approach to, but he's going to do it in an old school way.
Right.
Because he's going to try to get kids that have stronger core values. And I think that's going to work over
If he
time.
sticks to those old school values and he doesn't become a yes man, he's going to have success.
Yes, it's just going to take time, and the fans just have to be patient with that.
Hey folks, if you're tuning in for our 15 seconds of soccer, I gotta be honest, I just did not feel like talking about those U.S. internationals. Friendlies. While I love soccer, those games are just exhibitions, and just in case you are wondering, we lost to Colombia and then we got thrashed by Ireland. Freaking Ireland! They didn't even make the World Cup! So you see what we did there? We stuck it in and they didn't even get the clock up. But anyways, even I want to talk about some meaningful things, and then I got a tweet from India, of all places, so let me say to our newest fans out there, Namaste. Aapke sahe? Nathi Kun, just in case you're wondering. With that, our very first ever international sports review comes from the world of cricket. Now, there are many variations of the length of the game, but today we are talking about the one-day international variety. In a match against Sri Lanka, Indian batsman Rohit Sharma scored a record 264 runs in the Indian victory. It is an impressive feat considering the American equivalent would probably be a baseball player hitting in about 180 straight at-bats without recording an out. Not to take anything away from Sharma, but I know there are some cricket fans out there that will tell you that he's no Sachin Tendulkar. We will see what the sports world offers us next time. Till then, more Local Fix coming right at you.
I check mine when I shave them.
I check mine every 3,000 miles.
I check mine when I put on cologne.
Coach taught us how to check after every game.
It's November.
and it's Men's Health Month. So make sure you get them checked. Hey, you saw Jose Canseco the other day. I don't know if you saw this in the news. He was at a poker tournament live tweeting about his finger falling off. It was like rotting and falling off while he was in the tournament. Have you ever had anything fall off of you during a poker tournament?
Just my ego.
Yeah. Have you ever had anything fall off of you, like a part of your body during a poker match?
Can't say that I have. That would be pretty crazy, though.
So, hey, real quick, have you ever shot off any part of your body with a gun?
I can't say that I have, no.
Oh, okay. If it started to smell, how soon would you go to the doctor? Like, I mean, it really, like, it's just dangling, changing colors, starting to stink. Do you go to the doctor, or do you go to a poker tournament?
Go to the doctor for sure.
Okay, all right. Finger stink is the worst, right?
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad.
Welcome back. As the days get shorter and the nights get cooler, it's a reminder that the holidays are fast approaching. Just around the corner is Thanksgiving, a day of family, gluttony, and of course, football. The annual Cowboys and Lions games will be on, as well as the Texas Longhorns.
But it's after the feast the battle begins, the battle for deals at the mall. Each year, the news shows us graphic images of people slamming, pushing, shoving, and sometimes stabbing each other to get to the Black Friday deals. I know I've done it. An obsession with things has led us to forget what's really important, each other. As the shopkeepers prepare for the hordes of shoppers, one can only wonder if it will be any different than last year. Here to fill us in on the shopping blitz is Fritz Coleman. Fritz is the general manager for the Oswego Shopping Mall in Detroit, Michigan. How you holding up, Fritz?
Pretty good, Liz. I'm sorry, that's a lie. I'm terrible. I'm terrified. Everything is horrible.
Oh, surely you jest. It can't be that bad. This is the time of year that most malls rake in the most revenue. Do you feel that you're on track to break this year's forecast?
Forecast schmorecast, Liz. You know, these people are animals. Last year, I saw a woman get stuck in a turnstile and chew her own arm off trying to get to a buy one, get one body lotion basket. Saw a 7-year-old shank an old man with a G.I. Joe. That was fun. One woman threw her baby. Her baby!
Do you get any type of help from corporate? Are there any additional security measures put in place to prevent that kind of madness?
Oh, no. Geez, no. You know, last year they put some snipers on the roof with tranq darts. That was fun.
Okay, did that work?
A little bit. But on a lot of the shoppers, they had a horrible allergic reaction. The medics called it DERF. It is a drug-induced rage frenzy.
Oh.
Wouldn't have been that bad, but the Yankee Candle ran out of their sandalwood and their French vanilla, and that kind of rage tsunami just cannot be stopped. Not even with Orange Julius samples that we were giving out for free.
Okay.
Set up a little triage unit there in the Annie Ann's pretzel store. Was tying tourniquets with pretzels for a long time, so.
Oh, wow, I had no idea a shopping mall could get so intense, and I shop on Black Friday every year.
Well, Liz, to be fair, I manage a shopping mall in Detroit, so most of our shoppers are just vagrants trying to get out of the cold. But that doesn't stop the reckless bloodlust for half-price jeans, you know, who doesn't like that? It's all soccer moms and elbows, pretty much. Somebody called me a chump last year. That hurt my feelings. And
so bad?
Tell you the truth, I'm kind of having heart papas. When it goes real with the papa, the palpitations.
There it is. Okay, well that was certainly a mouthful. So this interview went off the rails somewhere. Any hints for holiday shoppers to close us out?
Oh yeah, I got hints. Hints? Oh yeah, sure. Don't make eye contact with anyone ever.
Oh.
You just keep your hands in your pockets, don't show your teeth when you smile, and just don't smell like ham or bacon or any breakfast meat. That is going to send these shoppers into a psychosis the likes of which you cannot even comprehend, Liz. It's going to haunt your dreams. It'll visit you in your sleep until you're curled up in your mother's basement waiting to die, just praying for a dry pair of pants.
All right. Well, that was definitely enlightening. Thank you, Fritz Coleman. And next week is a holiday week, and we'll have a special live show for you all.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Popping up. Tip like that, I ain't passing out of. You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to the cut. That was awesome.
Jimmy? I'll take over this show. So here's what we're going to do, guys.
You're not low enough. Jack. Wait, there's Jack. There. That's